Hi everyone, welcome back to my knitting podcast. My name is Jennifer. I'm based in Melbourne and this podcast is where I talk about my knitting and crochet project and a few other crafty things. Today we're back in the cozy corner with a very special finished object, if you can call it that. We have a little baby just sleeping in here. I think this is the easiest way for me to film a video without any interruptions. It's nap time right now and yeah, I've been wanting to film a video for a while and this is how we landed. We're back in the cozy corner. It's a little bit chaotic as it always is with a newborn, but we have done a little bit of reshuffling. So I've got this new shelf here behind me. I've got a lamp behind my head, and it's just life right now. Just a little bit messy, but I think it adds a little bit more coziness to the cozy corner. And yeah, lots of storage for yarn and little knitting books just behind me as well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it is at the moment. Things like even like the jigsaw is a little bit crooked. I need to fix that. But you know, it's just life and it's part of sharing what real life is about, right? Sometimes we have time for cozy corners and time for crafting, and other times we're just running around trying to survive the sleep deprivation and our healing bodies, right? So yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy few weeks here, but we have been able to squeeze in some knitting time, which has of course brought me a lot of peace, and we're happy that when our children are napping. So let's get started, shall we? We can talk more about life and stuff later. So finished object. Finished these, partly in the hospital, partly at home. These are socks for my husband out of Reggio yarn that I've talked about before, and just a little bit of a contrast toe, which is what he wanted. A very long leg, at 20 centimeters all up, and yeah, nice rustic Reggio yarn. A little bit too rustic. I hope it softens up in the wash. But yeah, fun to knit, just on 9-inch circulars, 64 stitches. Knit 2, purl 2 for the cuff, just a vanilla sock with a slip stitch heel and gusset. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about these. Pretty fun, simple, relaxing, mindless knit, which I enjoy. So I can give these to him now that I've shown you guys. And yeah, after I did these, I was itching for something a little bit softer than this yarn for socks. So I put these down. So I started on these socks. So I'm doing, like the crazy sock lady, I'm counting my rounds. I did 20 rounds for the cuff, 60 rounds for the leg, and I did 67 rounds for some reason on the foot, but I think I'm going to do 70 on the other one because it's a little bit snug and I've just got a contrast. Heel, cuff and toe. And I think I talked about the yarn in the last episode, but yeah, 2.25mm needles with these as well. I did 60 rounds for myself, which I think does fit better than the 64 rounds that I've been doing previously, but I think I might even try to do the 56 stitches for the next pair. But yeah, these are done on magic loop. I'm just doing the gusset decreases. My yarn has just run away from me on this. So I finished the heel on this. Doing the gusset decreases on the second sock. And yeah, I These will be a pair for myself, and I'm really enjoying this really soft yarn. Like it's almost too soft to the point where it like slips off my middle needles. So I just have to manage that and be careful with that. But I'm happy with that. I'm happy that there's no laddering happening with Magic Loop, as can sometimes happen. But I think I'm getting the hang of it now, which is great. Really good to see, and I am really looking forward to wearing these socks as well. I really like the colour contrast, and I love the different colours in the yarn and how it changes. Yeah, really fun, having a good time with these. And I know what my next pair is going to be of socks is going to be already, which I'm excited about, but I'll talk about that a little bit later as well. I've only got one more knitting project to show you, but it hasn't had any love for a while. It's definitely progressed since the last time you saw it. So this is the single malt sweater by Maxim and I'm making for my husband. And I'm up to the bottom ribbing. So that's fun. I'm nearly finished the second ball of yarn. I've only got this much left. And I've got another ball, another 200 gram ball that I'm going to use of the Bendigo Woolen Mills 10 ply yarn in the colour Shadow, I believe. And I feel like it'll even fit me, which I'm really excited about. It'll be like an oversized sweater for me. It looks really warm, and I don't know, I just haven't picked it up. Haven't really been feeling it. Been feeling the socks, the little projects, just between feedings, between nap times. Yeah, that's just what I've been vibing recently. But yeah, just wanted to show you the progress that I made, I guess a couple of weeks ago when I was really working on it. I don't think there's long to go, really. I think when I decide to pick it up again, it won't take long for me to do the sleeves and the rest of that ribbing at the bottom. And I did do it a little bit longer than in the pattern, just because I think that's the way he'll like it. And yeah, excited for that when it's finished. It is nice to have a sweater on the needles. I do want to make my stuff for myself, but I feel like my body hasn't taken its final form yet. I mean, it's always changing, but obviously there's been major changes with my body recently. So I'm looking forward to casting on a sweater for myself in a few months, I guess. I am looking forward to a lot of things in a few months. I'm looking forward to exercising again. But yeah, this is the current sweater on my needles. I think that's it for works in progress. We're keeping it nice and simple around here. So, you know, one pair of socks, one sweater. It's not stopping me from making plans for the future. But I do have another project that isn't knitting that I've been working on. Something that I haven't done in a few years, and that is a cross stitch. So I picked this up at a Lincraft sale. I'll show you what it will look like when it's done. Oh. And I'll show you how I set it up as well, actually. So it's the cross stitch kit I got from Lincraft by Dimensions. It says, "Be a light to the world." I'm not sure if I want to put this writing in it yet, but I do love, what caught my eye about this was the Ada cloth. It's not traditionally like a white or ivory, it's like a navy blue. So yeah, this is right way up for you guys. Can't really see much at the moment, but I have started on one of the mason jars. And yeah, I used to do cross stitch a lot when I was a kid, and I never finished any of them. So I want to do this one, and I want to, once I do this, I'm going to go back and look. I think there is one cross stitch that I still have from like, I don't know, 10-15 years ago that I started, but yeah, I'll dig that out and finish that as well, I think, because I've got my cross stitch mojo back. I started watching, they call it Floss Tube on YouTube, so people who do lots of cross stitching and talk about it in their own videos. As you can see, I did have a, what do you call it, like a hoop to create some tension to stitch on this, but then I also saw people who did it just stitching in hand, which means you do it, I'm pretty sure it means you do it without a hoop or anything that gives it like the cloth tension, and like it's quite a stiff Aida fabric, and I quite like the idea of not having to like move around the hoop as I worked, and it's not going to be like, it's a square piece, so it's not going to be framed in a hoop either. So yeah, I took the hoop off and I've been stitching just freely with my hands, and it's been working out pretty well. Like, it's quite comfortable for me to do. I don't think I have any problems with my tension so far. Like I feel like I'm still practicing, so sorry, I'm just looking here, I don't know, I must not have finished, this is the half stitch here. But yeah, I have no problems with my tension so far. I'm still practicing, so my tension probably isn't perfect anyway. I really like all the colours in here. The only slight difficulty is that I need really good lighting to do it on this dark fabric, and also there are just like different shades of greens and blues in random spots to create the effect of the candlelight, I assume. And there are also, it's the first time I'm using blended colours, which means instead of having just one colour, it uses one strand of 2 different colours, so it makes things even more sort of blendy and like hard to see. So I try to save this for like sunnier days to do. But yeah, it's a nice break from knitting, something different, and something that was sort of more inspiring to do at the moment, just because, you know, it's a bit tiring looking after a newborn baby, and it's just nice to have something to look forward to and something different for my hands to look at and think about, and I have to concentrate a little bit more to look at the chart and the different colours and counting. It's not as mindless as like stockinette knitting is, so it helps keep my mind busy so that I can be happier on less hours of continuous sleep, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's just something else that is bringing me peace and comfort and joy right now. So yeah, I picked this up, and then I feel like I had to like look up a few videos to remind myself of how to do cross stitch and how to like set up my kit and stuff. So I thought I would spend a few minutes just showing you how I've set up the cross stitch kit to make it workable for me. I don't know, I didn't really see any other videos. Like, I've just sort of picked bits and pieces from other people's videos to figure out a system that works for me. But yeah, so I thought I would show you how I set it up. So I've talked about what I'm doing, like I'm not using a hoop, so I'm just holding it in my hand. And I've just got the needle tucked away in this corner while I'm not working on it. I'm just showing you the back, which is, I mean, it's quite messy, but I figure it's my first cross stitch back, so I'm not being super perfectionist about it all. But anyway, the needle I put when I'm not using it is just in this little corner here. And I've got all my bits and bobs and the chart and things all in this little Ziploc bag. It's quite a small kit. It's 7 inches by 5 inches, which is about 18 centimeters by 13 centimeters, which is a good starting point, I think. And I got this half price at the Lincraft sale, so of course, love a bargain. I got this tip from John G Knits, so I put the picture in here, I've got the chart in here, and then I've got thread in here too. So what John G Knits, did I say? John G Stitches, I'm pretty sure. I'll write it down below. But she is also based in Victoria, so shout out to her. I'm pretty sure she doesn't watch me, but that's fine. So she plaited or braided these into 3 separate braids and then braided them together, just like so. And they sort of just stay together by themselves, you don't need to tie it or anything. And then with every colour, she just nips it off and you just pull it out. You don't have to undo the braids or anything. So I thought that was a pretty neat trick to keep them all sort of like they're all still attached to their colours, so you know what colours they are, and it keeps it neat and organised. So once I take one out, because you only need 2 strands and it comes in like 6 strands, I use this came in a packet, just this like backing, like thin cardboard backing, and I just folded that up, and so if I'm in the middle of using a colour, I can just twist it around this piece of card to keep them neat, the ones that I've cut off. And yeah, just goes in there. If I need to know what colour it is, I just sort of compare it to this. And they're sort of like my work in progress threads. So they're all on this piece of card and this, and it all lives in here. And then I have a pair of scissors next to my bed where I normally am these days. Or I can put a pair of scissors in here if I want to. And I will probably reuse this Ziploc bag for other projects, but yeah, we're just working on this one at the moment. And that's where all the bits and bobs for this project live, which is nice. And yeah, so that's nice, and it can just live wherever it needs to live and be carried around wherever it needs to be carried around. But I don't really take it out of the house. It's something that needs a bit more concentration, so it stays at home. But yeah, that's how I set up my cross-stitch kits. If that helps anyone. I just needed to sort of get back into the rhythm of making a cross-stitch because I haven't for so many years, and it's been fun. I'm looking forward to getting it finished so I can frame it and like put it up maybe somewhere behind me. I really like the idea of having like different like embroideries and cross stitches around the home. It feels really cozy, and then I have to figure out how to mount a cross stitch into a frame as well. I heard you can get like sticky paper. Yeah, and I might have to iron it. I don't know. We'll figure it out once this is done. Might take a while, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. And yeah, the last thing I want to show you crafting wise is my plans for the next sock. So the Crazy Sock Lady is doing a knit along. Oh, are you okay? Yep, you're a little bit, there you go, that's better. Okay, so the Crazy Sock Lady is doing a knit along with scrappy sock knit along. So I wanted to make one with these yarns. You've seen these before. I've made a sock with these two before, and I want to pair it with this grey, which will be my main colour. It's a Patternal Merino 4-ply, 80% merino, 20% nylon, 50-gram ball. So this will be the main colour, and then these will be the stripes along. It rolled away from me. Along with this purple that I'm using for the other sock. So these will be my stripes. I think that's all I want to use. That's what I had in my head, because I think it'll be nice with like the different textures of colours and one sort of solid colour to break it up. Don't know if I need one more. Anyway, this is the plan at the moment with this main colour. But yeah, I'm going to finish up my current pair of socks and start on my first knit along, which is the Scrappy Sock knit along. So I'm excited to start that, and I'll do that on 9-inch circulars. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep doing the 60. I'll have to try on the socks if I'm going to do a 60 stitch sock or a 56 stitch one. But yeah, I am looking forward to starting that when the time comes for that. So yeah, I'm just gonna get some water. Yes, so I guess I can chat to you a little bit about life now. I'm pretty sure that's all I had to show you today. I do feel like when I was pregnant, I was sort of, I feel like stockpiling almost, like a little squirrel in like the summertime, just stockpiling hazelnuts and acorns for winter. So I feel like I have a lot of yarn and a lot of cross stitch projects saved up, and because I'm not working for the next year or so, that's the plan anyway, I feel like it's time for a stash down. So I have, that's some of the sock yarn I showed you. I have a few more balls of sock yarn behind me. I have pretty much a whole basket of this, like this size, full of various yarns as well. Some cotton yarns, some wool yarns, all the yarn. Enough, I feel, to last me at least till the end of the year, if not through most of the way, or halfway through maybe. Yeah, maybe about halfway through next year. Anyway, the plan is to do a stash down, and I think it is beneficial to live a more minimalist life and to spend less money on yarn in general. I think it would be a very special yarn and very affordable yarn if I do decide to purchase any. I do know that I still want to dye some undyed yarn, which is quite an affordable and sustainable way to go, I think, because you get to mix your own colours, the things you'll actually use. But before that, I don't think I'll have time to dye yarn yet. It's not the season for it right now. Sorry, I'm just gonna lean back. Sorry, honey. Okay, you sleep. Yeah, so I do want do a bit of stash yarn, make a lot of like scrappy socks, and just feel like I'm on top of my stash of yarn again, which is fine, which is sort of what I wanted to do. My intention was to sort of build it up so I felt like I had like a safe sort of nest to craft from while I was in this period of life. But I'm looking forward to using it and thinking of creative ways to use it, and feeling like I'm on top of the things that I have, and feeling like I'm not spending excessive amounts of money on my crafting, which is always a good feeling. There are always so many expenses, maybe some unexpected expenses, things like we have to apply for passports for the kids and renew our own passports, and it's just life, right? And I want to be able to feel like I'm not wasting resources when I don't have to, when I have a perfectly good stash already that I'm really happy with and really excited to be using. Also really grateful. I know not everyone can have access to like excessive amounts of yarn or even expensive hobbies, which I feel like this can be, but I'm also really grateful that I have something that can bring me relaxation and peace in the meantime. So yeah, that's sort of my plan for the rest of the year, to keep making things out of my stash. I have picked up, I went to the op shop and I saw this, it was $1. Couldn't walk past it. It was just like it was a basket of patterns, like old knitting patterns, and oh my goodness, this is so cute. I might have to make that for my little one, maybe in the yellow yarn that I have. That would be adorable. I feel like I didn't even see this. Pea sherbet, it says it is. I'm excited to see what sort of constructions. I mean, that's just so cute. Like, this one is so cute. Yeah, this blue one is gorgeous. I have to make that for my toddler. And then there's this humbug. And this Christmas cardigan called Raspberries. Oh, look at that. Look at these checkered. Oh, cedar. This is very cute. I wonder when this was done. Cedar, Australia. That just goes straight into the knitting patterns. It's funny how it's like got the shiny paper on the outside with the photos and then just like matte paper on the inside. Wash care instructions. Yeah, it doesn't tell me when. Might find out later. I'm gonna have a better look at it, but oh, she's holding a little. It's like a Cabbage Patch Kid. I don't think they sell them anymore. I haven't seen them around. I want one. They're so cute. Cabbage Patch doll. Anyway, yeah, $1. There's so many patterns in here. There's at least a couple I want to try. Yeah, this checkered one's really cute too, the blue one. Anyway, I did get that. But I am, yeah, those are my plans. My crafty plans, and we're just sort of living life day by day at the moment. We are back on the sourdough train, so I made sourdough focaccia today. We got like a huge thing of everything bagel seasoning from Costco, so I put that on focaccia, and of course I'm going to have to make bagels as well, because bagels and cream cheese sound so good right now. I am happily eating many more calories so that I can make milk for my baby. Lots of carbs, drinking lots of water. We are, yeah, happily in the newborn days right now. And everyone is adjusting, I think, pretty well. And just sort of enjoying just the littleness, which is so tiny, yeah, of her. So yes, that is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for letting me talk about my projects. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thanks for watching, even though I know some of you, or at least one of you, doesn't knit. I feel like it's something that I really like doing, so I'm gonna keep doing it when I can. So yeah, have a good day, week, month, year, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.